Mike King Biz. Mike King Biz here, host of On the Mic with Mike Richmond's premier business radio program. We're heard as part of the Mike King Biz Radio Network, which is ESPN Richmond 106.1 daily from 5 to 7 a.m. The Choice 105.3 every day from 2 to 3 p.m., as well as International Business Growth Radio. That is Saturdays 10 a.m. Eastern. That's where you find us. That's where the game changers come to talk. On the Mic with Mike King Biz Radio is the premier business radio program in Central Virginia.
Mike King isn't a businessman, he's a businessman with his own talk show. On the Mic with Mike is the best business radio program in the game.
My name is Isabella, and you're listening to Mike King Biz. Hubby, that's my scam.
On the Mike King here, back and better than ever, coming to you from the Mike King Biz Studio, which is the global epicenter of social enterprise business. I'd like to thank you for tuning in. Hey, we got a friend of the family coming in, one of my Chesterfield Chamber partners, Kaisha McCrea. Growing Perspective is here. Welcome to the program, ma'am.
Thank you, Mike.
All righty, so the last time we had chatted, we were over at the Choice. Shout out to our good friends over at Choice 105. That is our afternoon home. All righty, ma'am, tell us who you are and what you do.
Sure. So I'm Kaisha McCrea, and I'm the owner of Growing Perspectives Career Consulting Company. And at Growing Perspectives, we specialize in supporting early and mid-career professionals to transition successfully in their careers, change jobs if they feel stuck where they are, helping them move and navigate to where they want to be, and also support organizations and companies with customized training for their groups.
So this was a lifelong passion of yours?
No.
No, okay, because when I met you, this was a new venture.
Absolutely.
You've gone from being a new venture to a big deal and established very quickly.
Thank you.
All righty, so let's start with talking making dreams come true. So you had an idea that you wanted to do exactly what you're helping people do now.
Yes.
Okay, let's talk about how do you make that happen?
How do you make it happen with following your dreams and making your dreams come true? Is really, I started in the beginning with really doing something about the dream. So writing it down, taking the steps to see, well, what do I need to do to make this happen? So doing some research, talking to other people that I knew were doing this, other people that were coaches, and I shared with that small group, okay, this is what I'm thinking of doing. So getting help along the way, and then doing the work that I needed to do. So that looked like going back to school, getting some more education in this area, and then joining groups like the Chesterfield Chamber to connect with like-minded people, to continue to grow and to network, and put in the work and not be afraid and to step out on faith.
Kaisha McCrea is here with us. A lot of times you hear people are entrepreneurs, they are sick of corporate America. They turn their back on it. Sometimes they burn bridges. Let's talk about what you learned in corporate America that sets you up for success going out on your own.
Absolutely. There's so many things that I learned in corporate America. I will only share a few, but it definitely taught me how to work with other people, work with teams, with projects, how to meet people and quickly be able to make connections and continue to grow those
Yes.
connections.
I see you in a lot of places. You've made the connections. When did you know that Growing Perspectives was something, that you had something?
Goodness, I think probably when I knew I had something was when I started talking to a friend and the friend says, I need that, sign me up, and then the other time I'm sitting in a meeting and I just introduce myself, introduce my business, and the person I've never met before, all they heard was the introduction and they said, we need to talk. I need this service. So right then I knew, okay, this is a need. This is a great opportunity and it's a great timing. And I would hear that from others as well, like, oh, this is a great time to be in this business.
What is something that you give a person for launching a career as they're coming out of a pandemic, there's inflation, there's some tough times. Give a person an idea of something that you say you really need to do that thing as you're launching your business.
I think one of the main things you need to do as you are launching your business is to take the time to really think through how this business might look and really put some plans and some timeline, some goals for yourself. That's probably one of the biggest things you can do. You can fill in the details, but start with some type of framework and tell somebody, because that person can help hold you accountable for moving forward, not just talking about it, but moving forward.
Are you seem to be a person who writes a lot of things down? Are you a journaler?
I am not, but I do take a lot of notes. I do capture things here and there, and I may sit down for 30 minutes, capture that, and I have that for several months, but I don't journal daily.
Alrighty, so how did you land on early and mid-career?
Yes.
I mean, because the two are different.
Yes.
I didn't know what I didn't know when I first started out. Now I'm mid-career. I don't know what, but I sure hate this thing I'm in right now. How did you land on the two of those?
Absolutely. So when I started growing perspectives, I was mid-career. So that's exactly where I was. I knew the pain points of somebody in their career at that time. And I felt the pinch. I felt the pinch of not being brand new. I felt the pinch of maybe not being recognized in the same way as folks earlier in their career, and you still want to develop. So I saw a need for that group, and I could see they were being squeezed a little bit. So that's why I chose mid-career. And then early career, I chose them because I remembered what it felt like, what you just said, not knowing what to do, who to talk to, being brand new. And I was fortunate to have some really good mentors, but everyone doesn't have that situation. So I wanted to be able to help support people be successful faster earlier in their career as they grow.
Alrighty, so you had an event. Is it a women's retreat? You had that last year. Let's talk about what that was and what people got, because you have another one coming up.
Yes.
And we had talked about that. That is in January.
Yes.
And it's going to be life changing because the last one you had was.
Yes.
Let's talk about how the first one came about.
Oh, goodness. The first one came about. It's interesting. I talked about writing down ideas. The first one came about, I think it was an idea that just came to me about this is a good opportunity to bring leaders, women leaders together, and for people to really relax. And that's the retreat setting, it has a different feel. And just for them to unwind, relate, and also plan for the new year. So that was an idea that came to me, and it was very successful. We actually had it in January of this year. It was the first one. And we had a day retreat. We had a wonderful time. We were able to unwind in the morning, connect. We had a panel that talked about fearless living. And then the afternoon, we did vision boards and we planned for this year, 2022. So wonderful time. This year we're promoting our next retreat, which is in January of 2023. And we're excited about that, where we're going to also have a panel this time focused around wellness. We'll have time to unwind in the morning with yoga. We'll have women leaders from different areas, different walks of life. And then the afternoon, we'll spend some time with goal setting.
One of the things I always talk about leadership, and then there's a special category, it's women leadership. How do you divvy up, Kaisha, or any business owner, entrepreneur? You guys wear a lot of hats, and the hats you wear are different than men's hats. I mean, Sarita just spoke on it where she had said, if I was a man, I don't need to stop playing so I could take care of the family.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
So let's talk about how do you, and that's one of the things that you guys talk about, wellness. How do you divvy that up? 1 minute you go from being business owner to, hey, mom.
Yes, yes. So it is balanced and it looks different for each woman. Every woman can have a different definition of what balance looks like for her and at that period in her life, that time in her life. So it's really about knowing yourself. So helping people really assess who they are, what they want to do, and what additional supports they have available. So I think that's what makes our journey as women leaders very unique is that, we do have other, what you just said, other opportunities, other areas of our lives pulling for our attention and time, and rightly so. And then how do we balance at different stages in our career? And how do we tailor it to match what works for us? Because, like I said, all of our stories are somewhat a little unique and somewhat different, but we can be extremely successful. We've seen it before, and we will continue to be successful. And this is a way that we can come together and support each other and probably get some additional tips and some additional tools that we can use.
So January 7th,
Yes.
what can people expect? Like, okay, okay, I hear you. Go ahead.
Yes.
Let the
What,
folks listen and hear.
yes. What they can expect is a day of fun, a day of relaxing, a day of reflecting, and a day focused on themselves. Sometimes, as you said, we have a lot of different areas of our life that we give to, and we're very productive, successful. This is a time that you can say, this is for me. This is for my development. So it's a time to have fun, relax, and really focus on you as a woman leader.
One of the things I always say, who takes care of the caregiver? Because a lot of times the caregiver won't stop.
Yes.
And so this right here is, you're going to meet up with like-minded women.
Absolutely.
In a safe, secure place, and you're going to learn and have fun.
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, you need to do one for, does anything like that exist for men? I don't know. I don't know. We could be kind of difficult, but we know you're going to have a good time there. It is going to be entertaining. You're going to come back on the mic, Mike, and tell us about that. We're going to meet some of the folks who were there last year, and that way, this is life changing, and that's what you're going to do. So, Kaisha McCrea, how can people find growing perspectives out there?
Absolutely. You can visit our website at www.growingperspectives.com. You can find us on Facebook, LinkedIn, and also Instagram.
There you go. On the mic, Mike. We'd like to thank you guys for tuning in. This program is so good. I mean, when Kaisha comes in, this is the kind of music that follows her in. Well, sort of, but she has her own walk-up music. On the mic, we have to go. As always say, make sure you take care of our sponsors and advertisers, because the microphone ain't free, plus my grandkids need stuff. So we'll be back soon. Talk to you soon. Thanks, now. Take care, folks.